First, let's start with this case. My older sister, a 41-year-old woman, is getting married to her partner of approximately 3 years in a month. Both my sister and her partner have children from previous relationships. My sister has a 14-year-old son and a 10-year-old daughter. Her partner has a 14-year-old daughter, a 13-year-old son, and an 11-year-old daughter. Their relationship has been met with some controversy within the family. The main issue stems from my nephew, my sister's 14-year-old son, who has had ongoing conflicts with her partner's 14-year-old daughter. These issues began as far back as the 3rd grade and escalated significantly during the period of virtual schooling. During that time, the girl repeatedly directed hurtful comments at my nephew through messages and even used the voice chat feature to target him. Despite this history, my sister and her partner pursued a romantic relationship and eventually moved in together. My nephew expressed deep unhappiness with their relationship. His feelings were echoed by his paternal grandparents, who have always been supportive of him, despite his father not being involved in his life. When the grandparents voiced their concerns, my sister responded by cutting off all contact with them. When my sister and her partner announced their engagement, my nephew reacted strongly. At a public gathering, he openly stated that she was marrying the father of someone who had bullied him and accused her of not caring about his feelings. My sister was furious at his outburst, but it was clear my nephew was devastated. I tried to reason with my sister, cautioning her about the risks of pushing her son away. She dismissed the concerns, saying that her son could not dictate her life and that the bullying issue would be addressed. She believed he was being unreasonable and insisted that siblings often fight, claiming he simply needed to adjust. 2 months ago, the situation reached a breaking point when my nephew ran away from home. He was missing for 2.5 weeks, during which time the entire family was searching for him. It turned out he had wanted to go to his grandparents, but was afraid they might face legal consequences for helping him. Eventually, Child Protective Services intervened. When my nephew was found, they removed him from my sister's home and placed him with his grandparents, which was his preferred outcome. Since then, I've been in regular contact with my nephew. He has expressed relief at being removed from his mother's home and shared that he had no intention of returning. He told his social worker about his feelings and his plans if he had remained in the same situation. While my sister has the option to visit him, my nephew has made it clear that he does not wish to see her. Despite everything, my sister is proceeding with her wedding plans as if nothing has happened. We had a heated argument about her decision to prioritize her relationship over her son. She insists that I will never understand her perspective. Amid all this, I received an invitation to her wedding. I chose to RSVP with a clear no and informed her that I would not attend after everything that has transpired. My parents and sister have since pressured me to put aside the family drama and attend the wedding, warning me that refusing could damage our relationship permanently. However, I firmly stand by my decision to support my nephew over my sister. Let's start judging. You're not in the wrong. Good on you for standing your ground. I'm not sure why she'd want you there either, with how easily she cuts off people for disagreeing with her decisions. Your sister will probably just live however she wants. Unfortunately, just continue to be a good support system for your nephew. The relationship between him and your sister will be a consequence of her own actions, and it's on her to own up to it. You're not in the wrong. Your sister is a blithering idiot. She should most definitely be more concerned about her son's well-being over her partner. If the bullying doesn't stop, her marriage will suffer. You're not in the wrong. And may I suggest making fun plans with your nephew on the wedding day/weekend instead? It's likely going to be a very hard day for him. Having his family around to remind him that he is loved and supported, and doing something to take his mind off what his mom is doing, so he has a fun memory of the day instead, is likely to be something that makes a difference and sticks with him for a long time. It will completely destroy your relationship with your sister and strain your relationship with other members of your family when they learn of it. But sometimes it's best to let the trash take itself out of your life when it offers. Next up, I'm a first-year college student pursuing a pre-nursing program and have recently completed my first semester with good grades. For context, I'm also a first-generation college student, which has been a big accomplishment for me. I've been home for about 2 weeks for the holidays, but have found it to be a very difficult experience. The only positive aspect of being back is spending time with my fiancé. Other than that, I've felt no real happiness since returning. My family struggles financially, and while I am fortunate enough to have a car, I earned it through hard work. Throughout high school, I maintained great grades, participated in nearly every extracurricular activity available, and respected my parents. My car is crucial for my college life, as I live hours away from home. My younger sister, however, has had 2 cars already. The first one wasn't in great condition, so it had some mechanical issues, and the second one was totaled in an accident. Despite this, she constantly talks about wanting a brand new, expensive car for college. I tried to reason with her and explained that our family can't afford such luxuries and that she would need to get a job, earn her own car, and get her driver's license first. This led to her becoming extremely upset. She called me names like narcissistic, spoiled, and even said I was unworthy of life. Hearing this from my own sister broke my heart. I've always tried my best to love and support her. In the past, I've driven hours and spent money to help her, but this was the thanks I received. Later that day, she took my car without my permission. I started panicking because my car, a 2017 Ford Escape, is my only means of transportation to college. If something happened to it, I'd have to replace it myself. I texted her politely, asking her to return it, but she refused, saying she was busy and wouldn't bring it back. When I continued asking for my car, she replied with something that shattered me completely. "I really wish you were dead." This happened about 30 minutes ago, and I still feel like my heart has been torn apart. I've never felt this much pain in my life. To make it worse, it's Christmas Eve, and my parents have done nothing to address the situation or calm things down. My sister often speaks this way not just to me but also to our parents, and it's becoming unbearable. I couldn't stay in the house after this, so I left and went to spend the night at my mother-in-law's home. I can't imagine sitting with my family tomorrow morning, opening gifts and pretending everything is fine, knowing my sister feels this way about me. I feel trapped and wish I were living a completely different life right now. To update, my car has been returned, but I haven't spoken to my sister since this incident. I'm still struggling to process everything and figure out how to move forward. Let's start judging. You're not in the wrong. I am sorry your sister treats you like trash. Report the car as stolen. Go get your sister's presents and your car in the morning and do not go back to your house. I would go NC with your sister. She is jealous that you might make yourself successful when she never will. I also believe she will hurt you very badly in the future. You're not in the wrong. It sounds to me that she may be jealous of you and is doing things to hurt you. I wasn't sure from your post if you gave her permission or how she got your keys. I noticed others suggested reporting the car stolen. That could have severe backlash, but there is also real potential that she may damage your car or even someone else's. That may end up back on you if the car isn't reported stolen. Talk to your parents. If you can't get their support, then you need to decide how to proceed. You can let her get away with this or not. I'd suggest putting some distance between you and your sister. Not only does it sound as though she lacks respect for the whole family, she seems devoid of any sense of responsibility and is willfully hurting you. She needs therapy. You need space. In any family I have known, there would be severe consequences for her actions and the hurt she is causing. I'd suggest some action rather than waiting to see if or how much damage she does to your car or in general. Please update as new details emerge. Best of luck, Merry Christmas. Wishing you the best. Oh, for the love of Pete, calm down. Text or call your sister. Inform her she has 30 minutes to get the car to you in undamaged and in one piece, or you will call the cops. Tell your parents the same thing. She is their golden child, obviously, and will do everything possible to get your car back to avoid that happening. Unless I misread that, she does not have a license? That's even worse. She is probably not covered under your insurance either. If she wrecks the car, you are going to be liable for any damage and any injuries she causes. Call the cops. That is your only protection. And stop ruminating about how rude she is. Stop letting her ruin your Christmas. She is spoiled, entitled, and in for a world of hurt when she goes off to college, and she finds out the world doesn't revolve around her sorry arse. You are underreacting to the theft of your car, and it is a theft, and overreacting to her word vomit. Give her one chance to bring the car back. Call the cops. Let your parents deal with the aftermath. As far as tomorrow, do not give her anything you brought for her. Take every single present and lock it in your car. Keep your keys on you so she can't steal them. Take them into the shower with you if you have to, but do not let them out of your sight for the remainder of your visit. When she asks about her presents from you, you tell her that, "I am not giving you anything again. I worked hard to be able to afford to buy you things only for you to shat on me and steal my car. I will not reward that behavior. And if you have a problem with that, you can shove it up your arse." You are being an idiot to yourself if you don't call the cops. Next up, I'm a 20-year-old woman, and lately, I've been feeling increasingly annoyed by my mom's new boyfriend. When they first started dating, I thought he was pretty cool, but now I feel like he's overstepping his boundaries. My parents divorced only a year and a half ago, and my mom has been with him for about 6 months. While I'm happy she's found someone new, his behavior is starting to bother me. The first thing that upset me was when my mom told him about an argument we'd had, and he randomly told me to be graceful to those around me. During my teenage years, my mom and I had our share of arguments, but they were nothing unusual for a mother and teenage daughter. I'll admit I still harbor some resentment toward her for certain things she said and did, but I'm working through that in therapy. For the most part, our relationship is okay now. Sometimes, however, if she gets an attitude with me, I'll respond with the same tone, probably what she told him about. Regardless, I feel like our conflicts are private and not his business. The next issue happened on Thanksgiving. I had been upset after an argument with my boyfriend and needed a little extra time to calm down before joining everyone at the table. My mom called me and asked me to come down, but I told her I needed a few more minutes. Not long after, there was a knock on my door. I said, "Who is it? Please don't come in right now." But her boyfriend burst into my room anyway. He insisted that I come downstairs immediately, completely ignoring my request for privacy. That made me feel incredibly uncomfortable, and I hated being at the table after that. The last incident happened tonight on Christmas Eve. We went out to eat as a family, and after finishing my meal, I stepped away to the restroom and checked my phone. My boyfriend had sent me a message about something important, so I kept replying when I returned to the table. I wasn't on my phone for even a full minute before her boyfriend told me to put it away. I replied, "I will," but I continued texting for a moment because I was frustrated. My parents always taught me to have manners and not use my phone excessively at the table, but they never enforced a strict no-phone rule. I wasn't being rude or excessive, and I felt like he was overstepping again. The rest of the evening, I stayed quiet and couldn't wait to get home. When we got back, I told my mom that she needed to tell her boyfriend to stop telling me what to do. Her response was, "You tell him," and she seemed angry. "Let's start judging. Everyone sucks. You are an adult. Speak up. If she won't say anything, then you need to. Next time he meddles in your family business, remind him that he is your mother's BF, and he needs to mind his own business. That unless you ask for his opinion, he needs to keep them to himself. And if he complains to your mother, she will need to speak up. You are 20 years old. Why are you acting like a child? Stand up for yourself. He's not your parent, and even if he was, you are an adult. You can be respectful, but definitely set boundaries with him. Not sure why he's being so parenty after 6 months and you being 20, it's so weird. You're not in the wrong. Maybe you should bring this up with your therapist next time you see them. They can help you come up with strategies on how to deal with it. Also, if this guy barged into your room, even under the pretext of trying to get your attention, that's really inappropriate. You should have addressed that right after it happened, but it's not too late to tell your mom and him that you'd appreciate if he didn't barge into your room. Even if he knocks first, that's not okay. That would make me feel really uncomfortable. Next up, tonight, I went to the pharmacy to pick up some popcorn for a Christmas movie night with my kids. I parked in the closest available spot near the entrance. When I got out of my car, I noticed the car next to mine was parked very close to my vehicle. I had to carefully squeeze through my partially opened door just to get out, but I made sure not to touch their car with my door. Out of curiosity, I double-checked to see if I had parked poorly, but I was perfectly centered in my parking spot. However, the car next to mine had its wheels on the parking line, not over it, but just touching it. For context, I drive a Chevy Bolt, a small electric vehicle. The car next to mine was a midsize SUV, something like a Toyota RAV4. At the time, I didn't think much of it. My kids were waiting, and my goal was to get in and out of the store as quickly as possible. When I returned to my car, the owner of the SUV was standing by her vehicle, seemingly inspecting it for dings, possibly assuming my car door had touched hers. As I approached, the owner saw me and initiated a conversation. The interaction went like this. "Is this your car?" "Yes, it is." "Them?" "Why did you park next to me when there are so many other spots?" "There were other open spots in the row behind our cars." "Me. I just parked in the closest spot to the store." "Them. You're so close to my car when you could have parked anywhere else." "Me. I'm parked in the middle of the spot and you're on the line." "Them. If I ding your car with my door, it's more your fault than mine. Your car is on the line." "Them. That's not really relevant," they said as they got into their car. This whole exchange left me baffled. Am I in the wrong here? Should I have avoided parking in the closest spot because their car was poorly positioned? I genuinely didn't think to check if the neighboring cars were parked perfectly before pulling into a space. What do you think? Was I wrong to park there, or was their reaction unwarranted? Let's start judging. I once had a car park next to me over the line next to my driver's door. I had to open my door and push in the side of their car door to get in. It was the only way to get in my car that was parked in a disabled spot. I don't feel in the wrong in any way. You're not in the wrong. This is honestly the person just being annoying. You didn't do anything to their car. Why are they trying to start an issue? You're not in the wrong. They parked over the line, period. Tell that Scrooge to buzz off.